Welcome back to Slop Time, where I pay my bills. Today we're going to be talking about Skeppy. If you don't know about Skeppy, he is a very large Minecraft YouTuber who is very recently accused of a whole bunch of, pretty bad things. A lot of the things in question were very personal related. To put it, into very, very small, short, summarized perspective, somebody by the name of Seasire decided to accuse Skeppy of being particularly bad in their relationship. He was accused of being very manipulative, as well as just generally emotionally abusive towards her. He was also accused by somebody else who goes by the name of Kaya, who uses they/them pronouns. He was accused of using the incorrect pronouns when referring to them, especially after being reminded, or especially after he should have known. That part wasn't overly clear. There were two very large documents made by these two individuals, which overall aimed to discredit him or just make him sound bad in some way. I have a slightly longer video on it that you can click right up there. So before I get into Skeppy's response, I want to note something pretty interesting that my community has been telling me about recently, which is that Seasire and Kaya have both completely removed their posts. The accusations, gone. Twitter, like nothing happened. Everything's just not there anymore. There was a little bit of speculation on whether or not that was because he did anything, like whether Skeppy told him to stop or sent a cease and desist or anything like that. There's no evidence of that at the moment. I'm thinking not based on Skeppy's response, but they have disappeared. So one thing I forgot to mention for some reason, and I'm going to have to edit out of order now because I'm dumb. So in regards to the posts being removed, Kaya and Seasire did make their comments. So Seasire said, "I want to take a moment to clarify a recent post I made regarding Skeppy. In sharing my personal experience regarding our relationship and my opinions of others' alleged experiences with Skeppy, I understand that parts of what I shared may have inadvertently been interpreted as fact. This was not my intention. I have removed the original content to avoid any confusion, and I am retracting any statements that could be misinterpreted. I trust that this sufficiently clarifies the matter. I will not be making any further comment." With that in mind, she isn't saying that the allegations aren't true. She isn't saying that she said the wrong thing per se, but she is saying that certain elements of her statement was interpreted the wrong way. And I think based on the statement, it's a bit difficult to interpret it the wrong way. It was pretty damn clear, but hey, maybe she meant something else. Kaya also did a very similar post saying, "I am writing this to clarify the posts I made on Skeppy between June 26th and June 28th. In the posts, I talked about my experience with Skeppy and how I believed he attempted to pursue a relationship with me. I came to this belief from my own understanding of the events that unfolded. I have since come to realize that this belief is incorrect. I would like to state that I have no knowledge of Skeppy committing any crimes at all. I've deleted my posts about this discussion, and I retract all of my statements in said posts. I deeply apologize for any inconvenience that may have been caused by my posts." Inconvenience is quite the understatement, especially with what I'm about to mention later in the video about how a grooming allegation or even the hint of one can kind of just tarnish somebody, especially a Minecraft YouTuber. But then, to move on from that, Skeppy did an official response video. I'll just play a little bit of it for you right now. You don't need to see the whole thing, but it is pretty short, so I do recommend you take a watch.
Hey, okay, so I'm making this update video to talk about a few things, mostly regarding the community post I put out a few days ago. Basically, there was an account that put out some horrible, serious, and fake allegations about me. It had spread on the internet quickly, and eventually it was all taken back and deleted because the accusations were just completely false from the start. I'm glad the users retracted, deleted, or apologized for what they posted, but it certainly did not undo all the harm it caused. So I'm deciding right now if I want to file a lawsuit. But in the meanwhile, I ask that nobody sends hate or threats or anything like that to these people, because that's just not going to help anyone.
So basically, just like in the original video, Skeppy completely denied the accusations, which makes sense. But on top of that, with the whole deletion of the posts, it actually makes sense that he's probably just completely innocent. Obviously, and I'm telling you this as myself, but Skeppy's also telling his audience as well to not go after Seasire and Kaya. They did something dumb, or they allegedly did something dumb. Either way, the accusations are gone and we shouldn't be attacking people. I think for the most part, this situation probably just mull itself over. But this goes to show that these false accusations can be very problematic. But in this case, they were pretty half-baked, and I think for the most part, Skeppy's career is probably fine. But the impact is still there. But it still does show how bad these accusations can get, especially when it is just word against word. So Skeppy does plan to come back in just a couple of days. He's going to take the rest of the week off, and then everything will go back to normal. So yeah, this is great news for the Skeppy community. As far as these accusers go though, it is a little bit strange that they just kind of remove the accusations. It could just be from Skeppy's fans dogpiling on them. It could be for any other number of reasons. Maybe they're going to come back with a 2.5 hour bloody giant expose video? We don't know. As far as the actual accusations go, it still is possible that there was a bit of inappropriateness, especially with the whole like power dynamic in mind, with him being the boss and the owner of the Minecraft server, while his own staff member who's 15. You know, there's always things to speculate about through there. There's always like that slight hint of a grooming allegation from Kaya, but if they're gonna redact their statements, then they may as well not have happened. But with all that in mind, sorry about the little editing mishap. I think it's officially over. Not in the clickbait thumbnail way, but just it's done. There's nothing more to talk about. The drama is finished, and I think we got a happy ending, per se. I don't know. Watch me stream or something if you want. Subscribe if you want more little slop summaries. I'll probably post something else on here at some point in my life, I hope. Give me an idea or two. I don't know. You go do something else. I'm gonna go edit this and then touch grass. See ya.